Hello Fuse, Jan van der Stool here, international musical therapist, interpretive dancer and webinar trained economist. And welcome to the Coronavlog with Van der Stool, episode 5. So, in the news this week, we learned that there is a glut of crude oil and that crude oil futures have dropped below $0 now. I mean, that's amazing, isn't it? $0 a barrel. I mean, who even has a $0 note? You know, no one. Now, maybe you don't know what that means, but fortunately this week I did a webinar in international economics. So I can explain that to you in terms that any uneducated person can understand. So, futures just means what you're willing to pay for something in the future. Like for example, if I still make these vlogs in June, what are you going to be willing to pay for it? Well, I'll tell you what you're going to pay for it, $1.98, exactly what you pay for it now. You know, I'm not going to just jack up the price just because I've become so popular in June because everyone's bloody sick of the TikTok videos. But what if, say, personal trainer Michelle Bridges suddenly starts making vlogs? You know, maybe she makes a vlog called Lose Your COVID Kilos in Only 7 Days, you know, but she only charges $1. Okay, and then paleo chef Pete Evans jumps on board and he starts to make a vlog called What the Hell Does My Blender Looking Biocharger Do and Why Does It Cost $15,000? But he only charges 50 cents for his vlog, right? So what you have then is a glut of vlogs. Glut of vlogs. I think I'm probably the first person to ever say that sentence. And suddenly what people are willing to pay for something, for a vlog, it just plummets, you know, goes absolutely down. And then before you know it, what happens then? You've got Michelle and Pete, you know, flogging their vlogs, you know, for next to nothing, you know, begging you to take them for free, you know, and then suddenly after that, the whole thing collapses. You've got Anthony Robbins standing on the street corner in a mini skirt and high heels, begging you to take his latest book, you know, that he's wrapped up with a little $20 buck around it. Anyway, so this crude oil, the same, now I can't remember why I brought it up, because I'm just so cross about Michelle and Pete, you know, flooding the market with their stupid vlogs, and now they spoil it for everyone. Oh, honestly. Anyway, now to local news in Voi Voi. Now, I don't know if they're doing this where you live, but in Voi Voi at my bottle shop, they're now doing temperature checks as you line up to go inside. And so I was there just wanting to go in to get a lovely bottle of Tia Maria. And I had just had a cup of tea when the boy came up to take my temperature. So I thought, I better not give him a mouth because it will be too hot, you know. And also had my skivvy on, so I couldn't readily get into my armpit, but I had my comfy slacks on. So you know, I knew that of course the most accurate reading of a temperature does come from your anus. So I just, you know, I pulled my pants down and I bent over. Well, my God, I mean, honestly, you'd think he'd never seen the bottom before, honestly. So unprofessional from a trained, you know, a medical professional, taking temperatures, although actually now I come to think of it, I'm not sure he was actually a medical professional because he had a lot of pimples. Anyway, long story short, he went to get his boss, and they took my photo and then escorted me out without my Tia Maria. And now I'm banned from there. I'm up on the wall of shame up there with all the people that can't come in, like the ice addicts with no teeth, and then you see a photo of me with my bottom out. Anyway, good luck to them. You know, good luck to them recognising me from that photo, because I hardly ever go shopping in the nude. Now, this week, I like to help all you parents out there who have suddenly discovered that without even an online certificate in teaching or the desire to get one, you are homeschooling your children. Now, I bet you're all suddenly thinking, geez, teachers, they deserve a shitload more money, hey? Because, you know, your Sam or Vashti or Eugene might be lovely at home, but you put them in an educational environment where they can't do their long division, and suddenly they turn into that boy from The Omen, you know, whose head spins round and he vomits up green everywhere. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you get your kids in line by teaching you the 5 phrases that every teacher uses. Check it out. Yeah, come on, Year 5. And by that, I mean you, Angela. Not you, Sarah. You're just in kindergarten, darling. You keep just trying to write your name. But Angela, it's your own time you're wasting, not mine. I've got all the time in the world. Which, of course, you don't, because you have to be on a Zoom meeting in 3 minutes and you haven't had a shower. But you can't let them know that. You've got to commit to your acting, like I did. If you want to be the class clown, Jeremy, go for it. But you should know that Centrelink is full of clowns. And you can say that with full authority, because Centrelink is full of clowns at the moment because all the comedians are out of work. And also Jeremy's jokes are all about farts, so he's not going to get far with that. Oh! Who threw that? If someone doesn't own up, we're going to stay inside for recess. But you have to follow through, all right? So you can't threaten that unless you're prepared to follow through. And like most parents, recess at 11 is really the first break you get from your kids when they go outside, and you can nip into the kitchen and have your first Chardonnay, you know. So you've got to really think, you know, are you prepared to give up your first little drinky of the day? You know, I don't have to be here, you know. I could have been a doctor. I choose to be here. But don't use that one with older kids, because they probably know that you didn't have the marks to be a doctor and that you've now been fired and you don't have a job and we're in lockdown, so technically you do have to be there. I don't care what Mrs. Spencer said. This is how we're doing it. And if you continue, I will talk to your parents. And I can tell you right now, I know what they're going to say. They're going to agree with me, because I already had a little talk to them in my brain, and they said, yes, I agree with you. Yeah, and as a teacher, it's not going to go well for you. I can tell you that right now. And your parents, they're not angry, but they are disappointed. And they said that. And they said it doesn't matter who started it, I'm stopping it. And they agreed. And I said it first, but then they said yes as well. And so we both agreed that that means that you should just look in the mirror and really, yeah, I mean, well, I'm not sure what I'm talking about anymore. Just go and play Fortnite for me, please. And take your sister Angela with you, because she's been a bloody pain in the ass since we stayed in for recess. Go on, chuff. So parents, if you practice those phrases, your children will behave and you can sleep easy, knowing that they are going to enjoy the same shit education that you've had. Now, I've been getting a lot of messages from single people about dating and romance during the lockdown. And I have a lot of good relationship tips, because I have now been, 2/3 of a very successful marriage. Peter and I have been married for over 30 years now, and he's been my cousin for even longer than that. So, Eleni wrote to me this week. She said, Jan, how can we date and have romance in the lockdown? How can we start a new relationship? Well, thank you for asking, Eleni. I think you guys are actually lucky. You young people on the dating apps, and even the older ones, who still think that they can find happiness with another person. Because you get to get the big stuff out of the way straight away. You can just cut to the chase, before you even meet someone in a room in the flesh. For example, ask the hard questions straight up, Don't waste your time. Do you want kids? Do they think that Donald Trump is a good businessman? Find out, how much income do they make, you know, how much money do they earn? Because financial dominance is very important in the relationship, and this is your chance to establish yours right now. Now, if all of that goes well, wackadoo, that's really exciting. You can move on to the next stage and become more intimate with them. So what I think, to take you to the next base, you can then request a photo from them, something intimate. I would suggest probably to start with asking a photo of how they pack the dishwasher. Now, if they ghost you after that, good riddance. You're better off. I can tell you right now, you've saved yourself a world of pain. So I hope that helps all of you, single ladies or the single guys. Beyonce. So that's it for this week. If there's anything that you want to ask me to cover on the vlogs, please get in touch on the socials. I'm at Jan van der Stool, and if you want to be notified when we have new videos, just hit the receive update button below. Stay safe, stay kind, stay home, and if you like this video, please share it, like Australia is going to share all that fantastic crude oil that they bought up for us. Oh, that is what I wanted to say before about the crude oil. Got it.